All right, guys, what's up? It's the week 2 recap. Last week we asked you to go outside and make a video of a plant or an animal, and we asked you to do some reading and some watching about photosynthesis and phototropism. So here we go. I love my picture down here. Got a plant in my house that's doing photosynthesis and phototropism, and I got some chocolate chip cookies, which, thanks to photosynthesis, are possible. Let's see here. So here's my cookies. All right, let's get to the real feedback. Alrighty, here's the Google form that you guys were asked to go through. Let's get to the summary here. No problem with participation this week. Let's go over some of the questions here. You guys had no problems with these questions. The first one that we want you to understand is that plants make their own food, and they need carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. The big thing with photosynthesis is that we're converting radiant energy into chemical energy. And they do that with the chloroplasts inside plant cells. In the video, they talked about water being absorbed, and 85%, 87% of you got that the water travels through xylem. Xylem is like the blood vessels in a human body. There's no heart in a plant, so the way it moves is a little different. In the heart, we know we pump, we squeeze blood. But in a plant, water sticks together and it travels upward. You got some evaporation, and water just keeps pulling water up through the tubes, through the xylem. The carbon dioxide enters the plant through the stoma. This is a lot like you entering a room through a doorway. There's little openings on the back of the leaves. It goes in there, gets transported into cells, and gets used to do photosynthesis. Photosynthesis produces glucose, which plants use as energy to do all sorts of things, to move, to grow, to make seeds, to make leaves, to make stems, to make new stuff. All right. The formula for photosynthesis is one of those things that you kind of just need to be familiar with. It's in a lot of different stuff. It's the opposite of what we as humans do to get energy. We breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Plants take in oxygen, or take in carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight, and they return out glucose and oxygen. So that's the benefit to the atmosphere, is that they produce the oxygen that's in our atmosphere. 9% of you guys got mixed up with the first one. I think you were looking at the equals glucose and water. We need to know that it's carbon dioxide, water, and light equals glucose and oxygen. This is a big deal here. All right. You guys talked about stuff with the plants and phototropism. We wanted you to understand that plants have the ability to respond to light. Plants tend to move towards light. Their leaves will twist or lean or towards the light so that they can do a better job of growing and help photosynthesis take place a little bit better. Then down below, we asked you to read about some sunflowers and some examples. And most of you've got the idea that they respond to light and they follow a pattern. And I planted sunflowers in my yard a couple years ago, and I'm going to do it again this year. You guys have something to watch. But they track the sun, so they face the sun and the rising sun, and then they turn towards the west, and then in the morning they pop back over, and they keep doing this thing so that they can do a good job of photosynthesis. You guys had a lot of spot on answers. A few of you left some stuff, but they follow the sun, they have a timing, so good job there. All right, a little bit more on feedback. In week 1, you guys did a great job of getting in here. Week 2, we still had some people missing. I sent some emails home for that. 7th period, yes, 7th period. That 7th period was the only class to have 100% participation in week 2. 100% of the class completed the photosynthesis assignment. Everybody did it. That's awesome. This week, you've got a slightly different look. You've got to get into Google Classroom. You've got a Google slide presentation that we've shared with you. We've given you a copy. You need to open that up. You need to get to Scholastic on the study jams, and you need to review the human body. You need to edit and type on that Google slide and then turn that in with your work. So like I did last week, I'm going to give you a little update on my world. So here we go. There's a plant in my front on my kitchen. The leaves are facing towards the light. That's my example of phototropism for the week. I spent some time sewing up a stuffed animal this week, and there's me and my kids out on the patio enjoying a chocolate popsicle. So that's what's been going on in my world. That's the week 2 feedback. Check out YouTube for some more stuff on those chocolate chip cookies and why they're the reason photosynthesis is awesome. Later.